So I'm out for a walk right now, and my sister sends a text in our family group chat, and it was so powerful what she wrote. She's also out for her walk, ironically. And what she said to me and our family was how beautiful the trees, how they're releasing all of the leaves right now. It's fall. And she was like, there's so much power behind realizing that, wow, like in nature, release what no longer serves you and be confident in that, because it's actually a good thing, right? Like, it's actually okay to release what no longer serves you, because sometimes as people, we will cling, okay? We'll put our dead fingernails in there because we don't want to let it go, because we're afraid of the future. But what's beautiful about the future is that if the trees don't release those leaves, spring can't come. Like, spring will never get here. And we all love spring, unless you have, horrible allergies. But I thought about that, and one crazy fun fact that I was reminded of when I was reading her text is that the leaves, the dead leaves, people are so quick to rake them up, burn them, toss them in garbage bags and throw them in the trash. But did you know that those dead leaves, when they fall on the ground, they decompose, they go into the soil, and they become the very nutrients, the very fertilizer that is needed to keep those trees healthy during the winter months. And they're the very thing that brings life and nutrients to the seeds that are underneath the soil that we don't see. And I just think it's something so powerful how God created nature to educate us, because we're a part of nature. And so if there's anything in your life that you are afraid to release because you don't know what's ahead, you don't know, you're like, oh my God, scarcity, I have no idea, I can't see the forest from the trees, be encouraged that it's okay to release all the dead weight. It's okay to not know the future. It's okay to surrender and let everything fall off, because even though you may feel raw and bare and like totally uncomfortable, I mean, look at a tree when the leaves aren't on it anymore. It looks a little weird. It looks a little dead, but it's not dead, because the release of all of that baggage is the very thing that will usher in a healthy, beautiful, colorful, vibrant, stunning spring season. So I just want to encourage you today that spring is coming. Winter is coming, but spring is on the other side. And don't cling onto stuff. You're not an evergreen tree, okay? You're not that tree or this tree. And it's okay to release the heavy weight, release the legacy of being addicted to sacrificing all the time, release the legacy of being addicted to suffering, release the legacy of dragging all of the bags. Like, why be bag lady? Erykah Badu made a whole song, Bag Lady, to remind us, why do that? We hurt ourselves when we cling to leaves that are like, girl, we are supposed to not even be here right now. Like, this looks a little weird. So here's your reminder. Please don't cling to excess baggage. Don't cling to things that don't serve you anymore. It's not in alignment with the season that you're in. And it may feel weird and it may feel so foreign, but just know, like nature, you're a part of nature. You're meant to release. You're meant to have seasons where you don't carry everything. You're meant to have seasons where you are bare. And that bareness, it's opening new doors and new opportunities for springtime, and new opportunities for rest, and new opportunities for calling in greatness and better. So I hope this video encourages you. Thanks for coming along on my 45-minute walk. And I'm sending you love and light and encouragement. You don't have to agree with a reality that says that you have to hold on to everything, because in this reality, even nature tells us to let it go, let God, and trust the season that God has you in. Sending you so much love. Bye. I just want to add one thing real quick. One of the most beautiful things that God has taught me and showed me in my life and watching other people is that nothing is ever in vain. Nothing is ever a waste. Nothing is ever just a failure, you know? Unless you, of course, allow it to be. What do I mean by that? God created this thing called alchemy. And I am so fascinated by alchemy because you have proof of this in nature. Those dead leaves, they're not just dead leaves. They're alchemized into becoming food, into becoming nutrients for that very tree that released it. And so when we go through horrible things in life, when we feel like a failure, when we feel like we just keep encountering failure after failure, shame after shame, suffering after suffering, I want to encourage you that you have the power as a child of God, the divine, on this planet. You're literally a part of nature. And if nature shows us that anything can be alchemized for good, what can you alchemize in your life and turn it into something powerful and good and something that actually benefits you in the long run? I think a lot of times when we go through hardships, we will feel so much shame and so much disappointment, and we feel like that's our cross to bear. That's our scarlet letter. You know, that's our thing that we have to like continually flog ourselves over. But that's not the reality that I think God wants any of us to live. And you see that in nature. Nature does not worry. Nature surrenders. Birds don't worry about where they're getting their food from. I was literally at the coffee shop the other day, and there was a squirrel and a bird that ran and grabbed some like bread that someone dropped at a Starbucks. Like, they don't worry. They know they're taken care of. They are surrendered to nature and to God's plan. And so I want to encourage you, take any liability, turn it into an asset. Journal. Think about how God could turn that thing into something so good for your good, because that's the reality that we live in. You, my friend, are an alchemist. You were created to turn anything that may seem wasted or failure or, God, that was crazy, what the hell happened in my life? You are here to transform that into something beautiful. Alchemize it today. Just wanted to share that last little bit. All right, I'm really done now, but I'm sending you tons of love, so much encouragement. Whatever is happening in your life, whatever has happened, take note from nature. You are a part of nature. You have the same chemicals, the same atoms, the same, all the things that nature has. You can get through this. You can alchemize anything for your good, whatever the season, whatever. God can help you transform that. We are co-creators with God. So let's start creating heaven on earth. Let's start choosing a reality that we were meant to live, not a reality full of suffering and self-hatred and shame and all the things. You, my friend, are an alchemist. Start creating a beautiful life with God. Thank you so much for watching. You've got this.